people wants to know how the world they want to know they want to understand the world. Yeah, that's the idea. It starts when you look to the night sky, for instance. Yeah, a human being, every human being, I think, asks questions about it, and it starts when you're little, and science and maths deals with that, and it's a whole adventure.
Science and maths explain who I am, and I can communicate it with others. This is the same way I do with music. So I understand science as a means of communicating who I am with others. Personally believe that in Europe we need to develop the possibility of expanding our education with the arts. This is a true challenge for the whole Europe, and I think this is the next step to the education. STEAM is not just a way of thinking. I think these are the first step to a long road that ends to a full aspect of education, a fully developed plan for education. So I think that we need to take these steps as the beginning. Actually, this is the means for doing so. I mean, problem solving is within the way we understand ourselves against the arts. So science comes to investigate the way we perceive arts. So science is part of what we do. Every problem has a solution, and the way we stand opposite to arts helps us conceive the best way to solve it.
You know, it's more about, or it's partly about discovering or rediscovering a bond which is very old, and it's very nice that Petros, the musician, is from Athens. It starts with Plato and Pythagoras, who discovered the relation between mathematical proportions and consonants in music, and they were really baffled about it because they never expected that music was related to mathematics and science, and they are related, but we seem to forget about it, or we have forgotten it, and the STEAM education, at least the iMuSiCA project, will let them rediscover that bond and let them experience that, maybe some students think that science is boring, I don't know, and music is fun, but there's a lot of music in science, there's a lot of science in music. So when you understand more, you feel or you hear more music, and when you play some music, maybe you understand also more math and science, and that's the whole thing about STEAM education, to relate things.
Actually, thanks for mentioning Pythagoras, because actually Pythagoras did actual science in terms of sounds. We're talking just about one string, and the whole universe is in it. So what we need to do is to explore the possibilities of the whole universe within just the proportions of one string. So this is everything we need to do on iMuSiCA to make at least the first steps.
But iMuSiCA is connected with music, and music is a special form of art, I think, because it's one of the few arts that connect with time. Music is an art that goes on in time, and it's special because lifetime of people is also in time, and maybe that's why also music goes to the heart. Of course, other arts go also to the heart, but music has a special door because it goes over time. And let time be also a very important part of dimensions in physics and maths. And so they are deeply connected if you just think about it. And iMuSiCA is going to use tools, modern tools to explore a very ancient bond. But yeah, so it looks we're looking forward to it.
That's true. iMuSiCA tries to make the first steps towards this long road, and the first steps is to define what do we need to know for understanding what sound is, and music comes from what our perception of sound. So the science that goes through all this is part of what we need to understand, and we just open a very large book.
We develop it with an interdisciplinary team, and so we're going to use modern tools like Cabri to visualize the thinking and to visualize imagination, and also combine it with hearing and with thinking of geometrical proportion. So and so on, with sine curves or without even saying that there are sine curves. It's just an idea of a vibration that comes back in time, which is the source of every tone. And so, yeah, I think iMuSiCA is in that sense very special, because if you walk in a school and yeah, maybe they have a teacher in maths and they have a teacher in science, and hopefully they have sometimes a teacher in music.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are going to connect them, which is not simple. But if it was simple, it was already there. But it is very innovative, and yeah, we hope that what we are experiencing, the children and the teachers will experience too.
In iMuSiCA, we try to develop an environment in which virtual instruments, virtual objects, mathematics, geometry, and music concepts coexist. So this is a difficult step, and the tools that are ways to understand the steps we are going to make. So there are so many activities that can be done. Every day we exchange ideas about what we are doing. We make new ideas. We make new things that can be created. So it's challenging every day.
In music, you have a lot of ethics and beauty in it, and people know it. And there's a lot of beauty in maths and science, but people generally don't know it. It's like the maths and science teacher, they should be very dry and not passionate, but they are, and they are passionate about the beauty and the logic and the coherence of the world.
It gives us the most precious part of the project, which is, from my point of view, is the geometry of instruments. Everything I do as a musician, playing a musical instrument, comes from the physical object. A virtual model is technically related to the geometrical aspects of what I hold in my hands. So it's a better kind of, it's a kind of conceptual visualizing hope for what I want to produce. Every time I play my flute, I consider myself as a human trying to manipulate physical phenomena within a substance and a material. So geometry is the key to understand everything.
Right, so take for instance a Do and a Sol, a C and a G, okay? There you can make it on a piano or on a string instrument by taking a string, and the one should be length 1, let's say, and the other, or length 2, to make it more easy, and the other should be length 3. So the proportion is 3 to 2. And this proportion is in the frequency of the music, but it's also in the consonants. If you don't respect these mathematical patterns, it becomes dissonant. So yeah, is it bad dissonance? No, music is about consonance and dissonance the whole time. So it's about proportions in time that go on. Sometimes they are good, sometimes they are less pleasant, and that's going to the heart. And what Cabri does is to visualize those patterns, because Cabri started, as I understand, as a mathematical project. So yeah, maths is about patterns and geometry, and so the tool is made for this thing.